everyone, welcome again. You might be wondering what I'm all ready for, and this is going to be a vlog about me visiting bookstores. We are planning to visit 3 to 4 bookstores, but we are not sure because in each bookstore we spend a minimum of an hour and we don't know if we have that much time. We are going to have lunch and me and my friends are going to catch up a little, and then we are going to get into go to bookstores, buy some books and all that jazz. I have a few books for exchange and I do want to buy a few books. Those are not new ones, like the ones which I'm going to add to my current TBR. These are going to be the books which I've read but I don't own, so that I could add them to my collection. So let's see where this goes. I'm really excited because I haven't been out in a long time because we were setting up the house and everything. So I'm really excited to get out, just have some fun, visit some bookstores and just be around books and bookish conversations. So let's get going, shall we? I'm running a little late, so let's get going. It's been a few days since I last visited MG Road and it was such a blast of a day. I met with those 3 or 4 people whom I mentioned I have real conversation about books with them in the last video. I met those 3 people and it was so fun, and those 3 friends happened to be my closest friends as well. So we had a great chatter about not only books but also everything we can about anything in the whole wide world. So yeah, that was such an amazing day. We actually had a plan of visiting 3 or 4 bookstores in Church Street, but then we went into one bookstore and then, how they say time is an illusion, we experienced that. And we experience that every time we go into a bookstore. We have a plan of going into at least 2 or 3, but we end up at one bookstore and we just stay over there talking, browsing and getting the books which we like. So we don't learn from our mistakes. Anyhow, I wanted to show you my haul, the 3 books which I got this time. I had 5 books in my mind. That is Before Your Memory Fades, Obsidio, Gemina, Rule of Wolves and The Empire of Gold, and if I could, Sadie. So 6 books in total. I wanted these 6 books specifically. I did not want to just browse around and pick up whichever books I liked. No, I had a specific goal in my mind that I want these 6 books and I'm going to get these 6 books, but I could only find 3 books, out of which I could only get 1 book from that list which I mentioned earlier. I hope you understood the flow of my thought over there. But anyhow, I couldn't get all those 6 books because I normally tend to go to second-hand books because sometimes those are not sometimes, but they are very cheap, and sometimes you get the book which is almost as good as new. For example, the Luna Chronicles over here are second-hand, and also the Final Empire, Illumine, and also the City of Brass and the Kingdom of Copper. I have got them all second-hand, and they are almost as good as new. So why spend extra money on new books? See, so yeah, I was browsing through them, but I couldn't find any second-hand copies of any of those books which I mentioned in my list. So I went and got other books because I couldn't get out empty-handed. But yes, I did get the Empire of Gold in second hand. The first hands are really costly. This book is like 600 rupees. Even if you take 10% off, it will cost you around 550 to 600 rupees. But I got it second hand for 480 rupees. So that is a deal right there. I wanted this to complete my Devabad series trilogy. I've already read this trilogy. I love this series so much. So I wanted the last book to fill up my collection, to complete my collection. So here it is, The Empire of Gold. If you haven't read the Devabad trilogy, please go and read it. It's kind of a political fantasy. The magic, there is very little magic, but more of mind play games over here. So I really love the series, and you can see how chunky the book is, but this is an amazing series. It is worth your time. So that was the first book which I found and which I got. And then I was just browsing through the classics section because I had Chaitra with me and she was on a book buying ban, and I had to prevent her from buying books, even though she was very strong-willed. But then I ended up getting a book. I had sworn to myself that I wouldn't buy any books which I haven't read because my TBR, I already have a lot of books on my TBR. So I was just browsing with her so that she wouldn't get any books. She used to show me a few books and I was like, no, put it down, you shouldn't get those books. But then I got a book myself, and I hadn't told her to stop me from buying books, so it wasn't her fault that she didn't stop me. But also, I'm very glad that I bought this book, and that is, let me get it. Oh, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and the Memories of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. This is the short story collection of the Sherlock Holmes, that is, and I have seen the series, BBC series with Benedict Cumberbatch, and also the two movies with Robert Downey Jr., but I have never read Sherlock Holmes. So I found an opportunity and I took it. I have to read this book, but it is in my TBR now. So I'm very glad I can, I have such a classic piece of literature in my collection. So I think I'm hoping to get into this soon. So this was the second book which I got. And can you believe I got it only for 200 rupees, the Penguin Classic? It is a great deal. I found it in the second-hand section. So yeah, that is Sherlock Holmes. This is the second book I got. A perfect classic. And thank you, Chaitra, for finding this for me. And the third book, I technically did not buy it. Chaitra had a few books which were up for an exchange, and I was just going through which all books she was exchanging, and I saw this and she said, this is an amazing book, you have to read this. And I was like, yeah, fine, I'm taking it. So here it is Homegoing by Ya Gyasi. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. But yeah, this is Homegoing. It is about two sisters in Africa. One is where their destinies are changed. Like one is sold as a slave and the other sister is married to a slave trader. So we see how their stories go. That is the gist I got of this book from Chaitra. So yeah, I'm really eager to read this book. Let's see. I'm not sure when I'm going to read it. It is quite a small book, but oh my god, it is a small book, but the font is not small. The font is small. It is ant size. But yeah, it is really intriguing. I hope I can get to this book faster. So these are the 3 books which I got, 2 which I bought, and 1 which I exchanged with Chaitra. So yeah, that was how my trip to MG Road ended. That is the climax, a very good climax. So thank you for joining me in this video. We had a great time. I hope you did too. This virtual meet and greet with us was fun, I hope. So yeah, I'll come up with so many other videos. So please subscribe to my channel. Please comment if you have any thoughts on any books which I've got or any books which I should get. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Please subscribe and like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.